What's going on, everyone? American in Leeds, the American in Leeds YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing fantastic. My name is Alex Simon, and from Bangkok to Beeston, we're on the air. We're live. We're coming through YouTube into your phone, into your living room. Smash the like if you could. It means a lot. Small channel. Little late night Leeds. Most of you are asleep. You're in bed. You're dreaming about the win. And about Leeds United still on top of the table in the EFL Championship, going for not only automatic promotion, but champions of the championship, which is so huge for us and our title hopes. So Leeds United have 59 points. They sit up 1 point up against Sheffield United, who are in second place at 58 points. Sunderland at 54 points sit third. So there's a 4-point gap, and we have a 5-point gap between first and third. So cheers to that. Here's the Bielsa mug. Cheers to all you. A little bit of a gap, a little daylight showing. 5 points, 5-point cushion in January. All right, Burnley, 53 points, so 1 point behind them. They're in fourth place. Borough at 44 points, and then you start to see a drop-off there. Blackburn Rovers at 42. So comfortable, a little bit more comfortable than it was maybe a couple weeks ago for us, and all the credit goes to Daniel Farke. 2 wins on the bounce are huge, and we'll talk a little bit about the forum and all that later. Let's hear from the gaffer. Let's hear from Daniel Farke. You just beat Norwich, who should typically be a playoff team. There's a little bit of quality on the ball there. It wasn't, I would say, easy. I wouldn't call it an easy win, but definitely a comfortable night in my estimation for Leeds United and the Whites. But want to hear what Farke has to say. This is obviously BBC West Yorkshire audio.
It was perhaps not our most exciting game and most shining performance for that. We were too solid and too dominant in our defending behavior. We literally didn't give one opportunity for the opponent away. I think expected goals in the second half, when you would expect them normally to chase a game 0.0. Hardly hit a game like this, and I think in the first half it was 0.01 or something like this. So literally, really nothing. Not out of the game, not out of set pieces. Yes, it was also that we scored an early goal, important goal, and sometimes we had so many good wins here at home, and then the last game was also a bit like a clear result. We scored early this time around. We scored after already in the first minute. Sometimes you think, okay, come on, it's a nice, easy evening. We are already in lead. We know statistics. Once we are in lead, we normally win the game. And then you do perhaps one step less, or perhaps 1 or 2% less concentrated. So I think we were not good in the details today. So a bit slow in the head, also in the passing accuracy, not really tidy. We were all over them and dominant, but could have dominated the game much more and could have created much more. It was, of course, not easy because the pitch was not great today. And also, yes, again, the last game was just 2.5 days ago. So many explanations.
A little salty, Farke. A little wanting more from his team, from his squad tonight. I thought that was interesting. Complaining about the pitch. I mean, he did look unhappy at times on the sideline there. Like he wanted more. He wanted a second early. I thought, and that didn't come in the first half. They didn't get too greedy.
But I think it was not our best performance today. But this exactly in this way during this time of the season in January, after you have played many games, once you are in a busy week and you will play many games, how you should win such a game. Pretty mature, pretty good in your defensive behavior. Yes, we have created chances, could have or should have scored perhaps even earlier, the 2-0, but of course with the 2-0 then the game was was more or less won, and then we concentrated also a bit on being rock solid, sitting perhaps even a bit deeper, could relax even a bit more instead of investing too much into this game. So it was then a pretty controlled, mature performance, not the most shining one, but still important 3 points and important for performance that gives us more confidence. And again, another.
That's Daniel Farker after the win. He said it wasn't our best performance. That's interesting to me, because to me it was a very comfortable win. I thought we looked crisp. I'm very happy with Ampadu at center back. I mean, we saw last year what he could do there. Obviously, his preferred position is in the midfield, but I think that relationship between Rothwell and Tanaka is really good, obviously, because Ampadu's been gone. And I think Ampadu and Rodon, we saw it last year. I think that's a really good, just synergistic partnership. Obviously, they know each other from the Wales national team. So very strong spine tonight. Norwich really didn't sniff the goal for me. They didn't have a shot on target. They didn't have a shot. Norwich did not have a shot from the 28th minute to the 93rd minute or whenever the game ended. That's incredible. I mean, that is absolute domination in defense, and that is what's going to win you an automatic promotion. So cheers to Daniel Farker for getting that right. And I like the fact a little bit that he's unhappy, that he's not satisfied. So again, small channel, smash the like if you can. It takes it on to other channels and other folks. Let them know that I am around, I am here, and I am the American Leeds. Let's listen to the losing manager tonight, Norwich City manager, on the game tonight. What say you?
A takeaway that's I think we are in a position at the moment where it's probably not Leeds and Sheffield United we have to compete against. I think they are on a higher level than us. So that's we just have to accept. And then, of course, we have to play the game still the way that we want to do it and see how many dangerous moments we can create. And it's still both against Sheffield United, against Leeds tonight. It's still on a too low level. We need more. But it's fair to say it's not where we are as a team, and that we can go away and expect that. I think the guys put on a fight today. I think they were supporting each other. I think defensively we were doing well, especially in the first half. We didn't give away too many chances, even though we came off to a bad start, which is not ideal. But the way we just reacted after that, and the way we tried to get momentum in the game, I think was okay. But also realistically need to say that
I think they sat in like a mid block. I wouldn't call it a deep block. I think the pressing was pretty good, but I didn't think that they were very. I didn't think they were very good on the counter. I mean, I never really thought they got the ball in some dangerous positions, but that was about it. I mean, I don't think Meslier was really tested tonight, so I would be very disappointed if I was the manager of Norwich.
That's we were not really competing for a win tonight.
Conceding early on can always set the tempo for the game, but we then didn't concede for the rest of the half and held our own. Are you pleased with our reaction after that early setback?
Yeah, the reaction was good, as I said. We have the chance for O'Neill just a couple of minutes after. We have some crosses. Killen have that shot from the edge of the box where it doesn't take much for us to make that into a bigger chance. There's also some decisions up front where it's just final pass, final decision. But of course we knew that we cannot probably not expect too many of those moments away against Leeds, and that's fair. And we were not taking care of those moments today, and we were not really creating enough. But I'll be the last one to blame players, because they are doing whatever they can and all they can and supporting each other. And you mentioned the reaction after the goal. I think it was outstanding reaction that we're just dealing with.
Yeah, they maintained composure after conceding early. They maintained, and they remained in the match. But I would struggle to say that they were really seeking out a an equalizer. I thought there was some ambition once Josh Sargent came on, but again, they didn't register a shot, let alone a shot on target. And this is Johannes Hoff Thorup. If I'm totally butchering your name, I apologize. But the Norwich City manager here, post game, which I think they really just had no chance. A lot of injuries for them, right? And an established championship side doesn't have the parachute payments anymore. So
the next situation and try to get on with it and just play our game. But we could also see that we needed probably 15% to be really competitive tonight.
You started Oscar up top tonight. Is that something you've been working on in training and wanted to try out tonight?
We have limited options, and Ante was tired and was lacking energy, so he was not a potential starter for us. Josh is not a starter for us yet because he's coming back from injury, and we give him the minutes and the load in games, which is not. It's probably not ideal because we prefer to give him the high load in training.
Right. I mean, he was looking to press, right? He was looking to press from the top, and that's what he was really looking to do there. But again, a comfortable win, and long may these continue. We all know the stats after Leeds United win, go up a goal, that we're like a boa constrictor. We just start to suffocate the minutes away, even if it's a goal in the first minute. I was never really worried. I was pretty comfortable the whole night. I mean, you could have complained that the second could have come earlier. That's really being picky. I was very comfortable with it. I want to look at the second goal in a little bit. The first goal I thought was good. There's probably shouts of penalty, maybe early in the first half or second half. So maybe you should say, okay, well, that could have been another goal. Maybe it could have been 3, but and again, we're in the championship. So if you really want to be like that, the first goal, you might've said, well, back in the VAR days of the Premier League, he would be off sides by a thumbnail, and then the first goal doesn't count. So it all evens out there. I'm not, wasn't really worried about any of the pens. I thought at least one of them was deserved. You can say that they were soft on technicality, but there was at least one of them that I thought was penalty. And then we all kind of got nervous when Brendan Aronson went down and thought, well, what's the backup for Brendan Aronson? Is there a backup? Well, the answer is no. The answer is Willie Nanto or Ramazani going in the 10, or one of the wingers going in the 10, which I don't think Farka deems as ideal. And we'll talk a little bit about the Emi Buendia rumor that will not go away, but to me, it just makes sense. And really hope that Emi sees these games and starts to turn himself around, because he would be a big piece for us in if a loan option to buy. Emi Buendia would be a centerpiece for us in the Premier League, in the top flight. And that's how I would sell it. That's how I would recruit. I would say, Emi, you are past this. We know you're above this, but come down, go to a manager that that you've had some of the best success in your career. Come down to the championship. We will sign you on a permanent deal once we go up. And there's an out clause if we don't. And you will be one of our centerpiece pieces when we do go up. Now, you can say that now, and you can always bring in competition in the summer. But that's how I would sell the Emi Buendia deal. I think I'm hoping that there's legs there to bring him in on loan with an option to buy, because I think Buendia, he was a cheat code before he came down, and I think he's like 3 years ago with obviously Farka in both those seasons. I think he would be a cheat code now, and he's plug and play. He knows the system. And we're going to talk a little bit why the system tonight, I think, really did click into place for me. Manar Solomon. This is via Johnny Cooper. JR Cooper 26 on Twitter. Manar Solomon has 5 goals and 5 assists in 12 league starts for Leeds. He's the first Leeds United player to record, to have that record since 89-90, to have both 5+ goals and 5+ assists within his first 12 starts. Big impact on Leeds United. Well-rounded player, technically gifted. He looks like he's skipping around the pitch. He's our best player. A Tottenham fan, texted me the other day. It was kind of like commiserations on the season, but he's like, "Who's your best player?" He liked Tanaka, and I said, honestly, Solomon is our best player. He almost wants him back, but Solomon is another player that I would look to purchase in the summer and bring in on a permanent deal. Let's keep the sounds going. Let's listen to Manar Solomon. Manar Solomon via BBC Radio Sounds here. I want to see what he has to say after the 2-0 victory.
Mana, congratulations. You've scored again as well. Another game running. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Every time you score or assist and you take the 3 points, you're happy. To be honest, we're really happy with the 3 points today. It was the most important thing. I think our performance was not the best, but we kept a clean sheet. We scored the goals and we took the 3 points, and we're happy.
The goal was brilliant, though. I mean, to be switched on that early, Mana, you have to be focused, I suppose.
Yeah, when DJ plays, I know that I have to be switched on to these balls. It's something that we work on. It's something that I'm always aware of. When the ball is on the other flank, I know that I need to be inside because DJ is really fast and he knows to give these balls. So yeah, I'm happy I was switched on, and it was a great delivery by DJ. And we opened the game really well.
Felt like it was going to be a storm after that, to be honest, man. It didn't happen that way. You seem to be in control of the game, but it lacked a bit of intensity. Did it feel that way?
Yeah, we felt it too. I think this game was similar to the other game against Sheffield Wednesday a few days ago. Yeah, we started really well. We scored the first goal, and instead of getting the second, the third goal, we didn't do it. To be honest, Norwich had also a good game, had a good possession side. So we were in control of the game, but we didn't create too much chances. And I think for the next game, we need to create more chances.
Are we seeing the best of Mana Solomon now?
I don't know. I'm feeling really good.
I really like that Pope, Adam Pope, asked this question: are we seeing the best Manar Solomon now? Because he's been injured. He's had a long kind of road back in his career. He was injured before this. We took a risk in a way to bring him in here. Didn't want to leave England. And this is what he has to say.
That I'm back to myself. I'm feeling happy, confident. My injury is okay right now, and I'm behind it. So yeah, I'm happy. I think I can get even better, and I just want to continue like this.
Oh, you love that. I think I can get even better. My God, I'd love to see some shots from distance from him, but he's technically very sound. Now I want to think a little bit about last year's team to this team, because I think, Solomon, Somerville, Ruter, Aronson, like is this team, because this team will be, touch wood, champions. If this team is champions, there's a lot of players that were more technically gifted in a way, but we didn't go up, and this team might.
Mana, do you feel like you have a responsibility to be a leader, given your experience at a higher level?
I think in the team we have a lot of leaders. We have some well-experienced players, some players that played in Champions League, in Premier League, and I'm one of them. So I want to help as much as I can. I'm only 25, but I have some experience in Premier League, in Champions League. So I want to help as much as I can. I want to help the team and the other players to be better if I can. And whenever I'm on the pitch, or even when I'm not on the pitch, I'm always trying to.
I mean, Dan James, Aronson, Solomon, even a pro, Welsh internationals all over the pitch. This is a very seasoned group. They need to understand and manage moments. And it's not going to be exciting football. It's not going to be champagne football all the time, but it's going to be the right football at the right time. And that's what's going to get us promoted. Boring. I'm a fan of an American football team, an American NFL franchise. By the way, the 49ers are done in the postseason tournament. That is the NFL playoffs. So we all saw that the chairman of the board, Parag Marathe, will be is in Yorkshire, hopefully working on the window. But he's got nothing else to focus on besides Leeds United because the 49ers season is done until August. They're gone. You can focus on Leeds, okay, Parag? But I'm a fan of a team. They're in the playoffs. They're still winning. They're known as the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're very boring. They win games kind of unceremoniously, but they win. Week in, week out, they don't overexpend energy. And people are sick of them. But they win. And that is the key point. It doesn't matter how we win. We can win by 5 goals. We can win by 1 goal. We just want to keep racking up these 3 points. Massive win, says LUFC Passion. He also says, or she, I wouldn't mind jumping on with you and giving some thoughts. Well, we'll DM each other offline and definitely let me know. I mean, I'll share you my you can find me at American Leeds. Just follow me. I'll follow you back. We'll start a dialogue. I'm happy to have more people on. I just haven't had a chance to really book people because I've been busy. I've been busy and I lost my voice last week. So, but anyways, I'm always happy to have a chat. I'd actually love to do a live call-in show. That would be my dream, but it's kind of hectic managing all that. Dan James was on LUTV after the game.
A tunnel after the match. Dan, first and foremost, congratulations. A really important win. 2 wins in a few days here at Ellen Road. I guess you and the guys, big smiles coming off, must be delighted.
Yeah, it's a massive win for us. Obviously, 2 wins in 3 days at home. We keep building this home form. I think the clean sheet was so important tonight.
Love to see it.
Defending absolutely brilliant. It starts from there. We get an early goal and
fortress. Ellen Road's a fortress.
There's going to be times where they're on top tonight, but it's about defending well. And when we get that second and keep pushing from there, we can relax that a little bit. No one always going to get the chances on the counter attack. But I thought we were brilliant tonight, and we've got a little time to rest before Burnley. It's going to be a tough one on Monday.
Yeah, and one of the things that we know,
DJ, man, what is it? He's got a huge scar. He cracked up his nose. What's going on with this man? He must have gotten messed up at some point early in the season. I just didn't even notice it because that scar looks like it's healed. He can fix the deviated septum
in the studio is that you and Manor Solomon on the opposite side are doing really, really well to get in onto the back end of each other's crosses. Is that something you lot have talked about and discussed? And if so, have you set each other a target as to who's going to finish off with the most goals or most assists this season?
I wouldn't say we set a target, but yeah, we definitely speak to each other before the game. I think I know he's going to be in there, without even looking up, and he knows exactly the same the other side. So, it's something that
I really like DJ's crosses. I'm sorry, he crossed it 2 or 3 times. The other time he crossed it, we went right to the penalty spot. Perot couldn't handle it. He was a player that maybe, right, if we're being super critical, Perot went missing. But Perot and James and Solomon, I mean, it's not like they're, I don't know, like in swinging out, their crosses, but they're good. They're solid. They put crosses in the box. Tasty, you would say tasty crosses for our players to finish. They're good. I mean, I don't know what else more you want. These are the wingers probably going forward, Solomon and James.
We always try to do. I think there's been a couple of times where I think this is the first time where we've set each other both up in the same game.
Yeah.
It's always nice to do that, knowing that they're going to be in there because adds to getting assists and also goals. So he's brilliant at getting in there. He's been class throughout the year. He's really found his form, and he'll continue to do that.
DJ, it's Stu. Just on the topic of relationships, there's another relationship that I think seems to be getting stronger week by week, and that's you, Jayden, and Brendan. You seem to be forming like a triangle there, and a lot of the joy is coming down that right-hand side. Is that something you've worked really hard on in training, or what is it? Because every week it just seems to be getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, you're right. I think ultimately it comes from Joe.
Interesting. So he said Aronson and James. And is he talking about the fullback? I'm not sure who he said. He said Eugene. Did he say Eugene? Anyways, interesting.
As well. I think when Joe drives and steps in, it starts kind of us off really. I think with him driving, it puts them on the back foot and it gives a bit more time and space. I think we've been talking every game. We know that if we kind of use it as like a mini game.
Jayden. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about these fullbacks because there is a reason why Dan James scored the second goal. If freaking Jayden Bogle, love him, and Junior Firpo can remain healthy, and I'm shouting because it's like, God, please. This is an unstoppable side. We're going to talk about it.
Aim as in, we've got to be solid down our side. We win down our side tonight, we win the game. That's what kind of me and Jayden, think about. And, ultimately it starts from Joe, but then obviously Brendan as well, because, that relationship, it's really hard.
And I completely agree. Monor got the goal, but a lot of that expression on the first half was happening down Jayden and Dan James' side.
If you overload that side, ultimately I want to get in behind. I want to try and get it to feet, get it in space and behind, and they create that. So yeah, when we're all ticking over, we're quite dominant down that right hand side, and that's something that we'll keep working on.
Absolutely pinpoint cross within about 30 seconds to set up that first goal for Manor, and then you get your goal as well.
All right, I didn't know they'd show this. This is great. Okay, I'm gonna make myself smaller so we can see the pitch here. Now, let's go back here. Here we are.
Pinpoint cross.
You all see the screen. Junior Firpo dekes everybody out. It's before all this. You can't see it online. You got to go to the full game tape. But he basically goes kind of like waves people. He tries to direct traffic. He's kind of deking. That's the only word I know. He's faking people out. Everybody stands up on Norwich. All the shirts in black stand up, or they ease up for a second because they think Junior's trying to direct teammates on where to go. And when everybody stops, he turns on the gas, lights up 35, goes past 17 here, and he's basically created an overload down this side. Junior is just back. But I'm telling you, this team, when we play with out-and-out fullbacks, we never had a fullback last year. Archie, God bless him, is not a fullback. So you're seeing a lot of production down the wings in ways that's not just give it to Somerville. Not that it was, but, Sam Byram, God bless him, excellent servant. We know he's going to be defensively sound. He's been offering overlaps and underlaps. But this, getting into this open space, their back lines, running back for their lives, and Junior's got these two defenders on toast. It really starts with him for me for this goal. I mean, we'll talk about it, and it doesn't wind up really being him, but it really starts with him to me.
Within about 30 seconds to set up that first goal for Man.
And then he puts in Solomon. I'll let Dan talk about it. I'll get out of the way.
And then you get your goal as well. Let's show you this. Dan, you can talk us through it from your point of view and exactly what we're talking about here with the relationship that you've been building up. So take a look at this and talk us through it.
Yeah, I think Mano's always when he cuts in, I always know he's gonna put that ball in. He's great at putting it far corner, but he was in a position where he probably wouldn't.
But the other thing is that underlap that Firpo did to get into that space, to cross the ball up back post. This was a dangerous ball that Dan headed back into Brendan. And I thought Brendan he could have done better with that, right? And so winds up popping back up, staying in play. And their probably error was not letting it go out for a cross. But anyways,
I've
Brendan,
been able to do that. Jaden's tried to give me a shout on the first one, and then I've given him the shout on the second one.
Yeah, and then at this point, Solomon's just like, I'm putting this right back where it is, right back where it came from. And
I think he's ducked over. I think he could have headed it. Just as he's about to head it, I shouted, and it was just about getting good contact. It was, sometimes, by just bouncing the ball, it obviously takes it away from the keeper. But for me, it's something that I try to work on, just getting good contact. 'Cause I think sometimes you try and be too perfect with it, and keeping to make a good save. But it's just about getting good contact on the ball, and thankfully it went back of the net. It was a great ball.
Great finish, great right across the goal, right across the opposite side of the goal. It went far post. Great finish, great contact, as he said. But to me, that whole oh crap moment for their defense started when Junior Firpo made that run and unbalanced that side. Firpo and Bogle. I mean, we're going to talk about it again. We know they're, right? Their defensive frailties in the top flight, are we're not in the top flight. We're in the championship. And if those two players, they have to remain healthy. Bogle more so than Firpo, because Firpo always gets niggles and et cetera, it'll be an international break and he's playing freaking 10 for the Dominican Republic. Why? Or the striker, it's like in 12 time zones away. I digress, but Firpo, please stay healthy. I mean, we'll always have a chance with Byram, and if he wants to put in Schmidt, I've liked what I've seen, but out and out fullbacks, man, they're providing the space to unlock the defense. We don't have I love Aronson. He's not Pablo. He's not Ruter. He's not going to pick the lock. I love him. He will put in players. He'll be that second wave. He'll finish the dinner. He'll do all the dirty work, the hard yards. I love Aronson. He's the right number 10 that we need in many ways. The fullbacks are dragging defenders all over the freaking map, allowing these wingers that are so far and above this level to play one-on-one. And when they play a one-on-one, we will get goals. When they're doubled and tripled up, I mean, you saw Dan James, I think I can't remember the game. Was it Blackburn where Ampadu was playing fullback? And the ball would go into Dan James. He was doubled and triple teamed. Fullbacks will get us promoted. Fullbacks in our defense and our spine. I mean, it's like I'm naming the whole pitch, but you understand. All right, let's listen to Dan James.
I can't believe you won the first header.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it.
Yeah.
Nearly got and I think Ben nearly got an assist off. I nearly got an assist off that. I think Ben was quite close, but it was thankfully the ball the player kept it in, didn't he, and it went back out to Manon. It was, as I said, great ball, and thankfully it went in the back of the net.
Dan, thanks so much for your time. Just very quickly, because you mentioned it right at the start of this chat here. Big game on Monday. You're obviously looking ahead to that. There are 4 teams now really very much at the top end of the table. Leeds sit at the top of the tree at the moment, but Monday's it's a big one, isn't it?
I think every game's big, but it's 2 teams right at the top of the table. Monday Night Football is always great to watch, and it's 2 teams that are going to go at it. Obviously, they come to our place and they won 1-0, and we were very disappointed with that. It's we've got that, that little bit extra rest, that little time, more time to prepare, and it's one that we're all looking forward to. I think the fans are as well.
Oh, they got it. They got it circled. Morning, everybody. Morning, Andy. It's late here. It's early for you guys. Hopefully, get some rest too. I know you guys are dreaming about Leeds United. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but morning, LUFC Passion. Yeah, I'm happy to do. Get us DM me on Twitter, DM me on the X, as they say, and I'm happy to get stuck in. LUFC Passion, Furpo brought the energy driving the force on the left. Yeah, I totally agree there. Aronson is the workhorse, says Danny Talks Sport. Aronson is the workhorse. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think he's what we need now. He's not Jorginho Ruter, but is he what we need? Is he better than Jorginho in a way because he's what we need now? I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but a lot of you guys say BX Gunner 81 says Furpo is massively underrated. I just think fullbacks, man, playing with out and out fullbacks is so huge. But I was going to break down that play. That was going to be my last thing of the night, was kind of breaking down that last goal. And Dan James did it. So interesting. The interesting thing he also said to me was he knows it's Monday Night Football and he knows it's Burnley. So Leeds United, let's look at the upcoming fixture list. Leeds United will play, I believe, Burnley on Monday Night Football in a huge match. Obviously, Burnley are very tight at the back. Burnley Monday, January 27th. That's at 3:00 in the States. So that'll be a night game. That'll be 5 hours. I think 8:00 for you all. 8:00 in the UK. And we have Cardiff, Coventry, Millwall. Cardiff, somewhat of a quick turnaround the following Saturday. Coventry, quick turnaround the 5th, and Millwall. So we'll have these next 4 games in quite a short window. I believe that. What is that? 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 games in 12 days, right? I think that's right. So, but it all starts with Burnley getting good rest, and getting all 3 points off of Burnley in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. 5 days against Burnley. Let's take a look at who they have early doors in that match. Win probability. Leeds United do have a current 41% win probability, 30% at Burnley, and a 29% at a draw. Burnley have not lost in their last 5. Neither is Leeds. They've drawn 3 times. We've drawn twice. Won our last 2. Burnley did win today in a pretty sound victory. The thing about Burnley is 9 goals against. 9 goals against. We have not scored against them. We do not want Burnley to do the double on us. We could probably live with a draw. Now that we have a 5-point cushion, we cannot live with conceding 6 points from that to them. We have to either a draw wouldn't bury us, wouldn't be ideal, but a win would be massive. A win would be very massive. So a very big matchup. Stout defensive side. I expect their tactics to be very kind of what we saw last time. I do not expect them to come out. I think I think they're going to be lethal on the counter, and I think they're going to be very stout defensively. I think they like to give the other team the ball. Let me see what they did today. In fact, in terms of their possession, what they're doing here. Holy crap! 5. I thought they won it by 3. Let's look at some of the top sides and what's going on. I'm just interested in possession. 62% to 38%. So, they do roll the ball over across to the other side. I do think they like to pounce and press and give it to the other team, even though, and obviously Portsmouth, Plymouth Argyle are one of the lower ranking championship sides. I just want to see Burnley where they're at. Man, really putting the sword. Oh God, it was 5 before even halftime. Ooh, gosh, ouch. Matches. I just want to see, in terms of, here we go. Here's a side where you would expect them not to have a lot of possession. Yeah. Well, they did have 59% possession. How many shots on target? Only 4, 9 shots total against Sunderland. See how they just noodle around and see a little bit if the overarching stats can give me a little insight into who they are. Here's them against Borough. We all know that Borough likes to kind of come out and play. Borough, no, they had 50, so they're about 56%. They've started to play with more possession. Interesting, but still defensively, very defensively stout. Borough did manage 3 shots on target to only 1 by Burnley there in that 0-0 draw. I wonder if they've just been, the top teams and playoff teams, they're just kind of getting draws. Oh no, obviously they had the win over Sheffield United, but I feel like didn't they score late? No, they were 2 both. Okay, 2, 1 before half and 1 just after half. And I don't know what to expect against Burnley. I don't know. Don't watch me for scouting reports. So I expect them to be defensively stout. I don't know. We'll see. Burnley don't concede many. Yeah, 9 goals. 9 goals. That is a very stout defense. So, and we know that they have players that can hurt you. I always rated Jadon Anthony, even though he never played really for us. So we'll see. Up the Whites, top of the table. Tell you what, we get it next week. We're feeling real good. We're feeling real confident. Night, everybody. Up the Whites and marching together. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.